The race is off to a thrilling start with Sirius Guy taking an early lead. Neotexum is right on his tail, making it a fierce battle for the top spot. Meanwhile, Amin-san from Team Navgum Kings has positioned himself nicely in third, ready to capitalize on any mistakes ahead. It's going to be interesting to see how they navigate the first few corners. Amin-san has successfully moved up to P2 after an overtake on Gary No Name, who now sits in P3. Gary No Name, piloting a Volvo 850, executed a move to reclaim P3 from Neotexum, who is currently in far with a Peugeot 406. The battle for P3 between Gary No Name and Neotexum is intensifying as they jockey for position. Rizaldi Adha is currently battling Kaioki 3 for 14, with Rizaldi in a Ford Mondeo 98 slightly ahead as they approach the next turn. Katsushok has successfully moved up to 17 after overtaking Wayne 24, showcasing impressive maneuvering. Meanwhile, Lacroixon 1980 and Sabina 27 are locked in a tight contest for P22, maintaining close proximity as they strategize for an overtaking opportunity. The race dynamics are intensifying as positions shift among the drivers. Deplorably, Apple has made significant progress, moving up to P30, after successfully overtaking both John 7 and Antimaton. In response, John 7 and Antimaton have also advanced to P31, overtaking 30 Shinigami and Nukembokum. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race continues to develop. Kamikaze 38 in the Volvo 850 is currently engaging in a tight battle with Wayne 94 in the Nissan Primera Pen for 16. Both drivers are pushing hard as they navigate through the corners. Meanwhile, Koki Benanity has successfully moved up to P20 after overtaking Cydric in the Ford Mondeo 98. Now Koki Benanity, driving the Peugeot 406, and Cydric are locked in another contest for that position, with the gap remaining close as they race to reclaim their spots. Currently, Andrade has advanced to 28th position, successfully overtaking V4 Elfrine Tardell. The maneuver was smooth, showcasing a clean pass on the inside line. The rest of the pack continues to maintain their positions, with no significant changes in the top spots. The drivers are holding tight to their racing lines as they navigate the corners. La Croissant 1980 has successfully moved up to P21 after overtaking Cydric from Team Live for speed. There's a close battle for P26 between Snaku 515 in a Volvo 850 and Feds in a Ford Mondeo 98, indicating a tight contest. Meanwhile, V4 has advanced to P29 by overtaking Deplorably Apple. The race dynamics continue to shift as positions change frequently. Kokibin Entity has just advanced to position 19, after successfully overtaking Alex Cosmonaut. Meanwhile, Feds has gained a few spots, moving up to position 26 by overtaking Sneeko 515. In another move, V4 Freen A has progressed to position 28, leaving Andre behind. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions change. Duff Dad and DJ Thorin continue their intense battle for 6 in the Ford Mondeo 98, closely followed by 10 Cummins 7-4 in the Peugeot 406. The gap between them is minimal as they navigate the corners. In P11, Bobardo in the Volvo 850 is trying to fend off N29 Kia, who is also in a Peugeot 406. The fight is tight, with both cars exchanging positions as they approach the straight. Wayne Train 94 has made a move up to 15 after successfully overtaking Rizaldi Adha. The race dynamics continue to shift as these positions evolve. Cassishop from Team S1 is currently locked in a close battle with Alex Cosmonaut for position 18. They've been exchanging positions multiple times, with Cassishop making a move on the inside at turn 5, but Alex responded quickly, retaking the position on the exit. Meanwhile, both cars are maintaining tight lines as they head into the final sector. The margin between them is just a few tenths, and it looks like this duel's far from over. Ease Jump 7 and Antimatone have both made significant progress, now occupying P31 after successfully overtaking Perpetuum. Meanwhile, a close battle is developing for P32 as Perpetuum, in the Alfa Romeo 155, T's fends off Issy 12-12-12, in the Ford Mondeo 98. The dynamics are heating up as they continue to jostle for position on the track. Tenkamine 704, in the Peugeot 406, has closed the gap on Duff Dayton G. Thorin, in the Ford Mondeo 98, which is currently holding position in 6. As they approach the hairpin turn, Tenkamine 74 makes a bold move to the inside, attempting to overtake. The Mondeo maintains its line, but there's significant overlap now, as they exit the turn side by side. Tenkamine 7, Unfor edges ahead slightly on the straight, but Duff Dad responds, utilizing a late braking technique to retain his position. Thorin is keeping close, ready to capitalize on any mistake. It's a tight battle as they head into the next corner. Currently, Okayoki 3 has successfully moved up to P13, after overtaking N29 Kia Dot. The Renault 19 is showing impressive performance in this segment. N29 Kia in the Peugeot 406 is now in pursuit, and they are closely battling for position. This dynamic between the two drivers will be interesting to watch as they navigate the next turns. Range 94, in the Nissan Primera 10, is currently defending hard against Kamikaze 38, in the Volvo 850, as they approach the final sector. Wayne's positioning has been solid, maintaining a tight line through the corners. Kamikaze is looking for opportunities to capitalize on any mistake. As they head into turn 5, Kamikaze 38 attempts a late dive on the inside. They're side by side exiting the turn. It's a fierce battle for 15. Wayne holds the outside line, keeping his car alongside. Into the next corner, Kamikaze 38 manages to edge ahead slightly, but Wayne fights back on the straight. They remain neck and neck, showcasing some excellent racing dynamics between these two cars. The battle continues with both drivers pushing their limits. Gary No Name has successfully moved into P3, executing a clean overtake on Neo Texum. The maneuver was precise, showcasing excellent timing as they approached the turn. Neo Texum now sits in foul, while the leader remains ahead with a comfortable gap. The race dynamics continue to shift as positions are contested. Tenth form BJ in the Renault 19 has maintained a close position behind Huggard 3 in the Opel Vectra, as they head into the final stretch of the straight. Steve Vaughan BJ attempts an overtake on the right side, but Huggard 3 defends well, holding on to Pate for now. The gap between them remains minimal as they enter the first turn, with S. Vaughan BJ looking for any opportunity to slip past Huggard 3. The race dynamics are tense as both drivers showcase their skills. with the Renault's agility being tested against the stability of the Opel. Use Johnson and Tamatone in their Nissan Premier Pelivan are currently side by side, exchanging paint as they push for position. Meanwhile, ISI 1212 in the Ford Mondeo 98 is closely trailing behind, looking for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistakes made by the two Nissans. As they approach the first turn, Ihu's Johnson makes a late braking maneuver, gaining a slight edge over Antamatone. ISI 1212 is right on their tail, maintaining pressure. The three drivers are now heading down the straight, with Antamatone attempting to draft off Ihu's Johnson. It's a tight battle for P32, with all three cars maintaining close proximity. The race dynamics are heating up as they head into the next corner, and it looks like ISI 1212 is ready to make a move. Kokibin Energy has encountered issues, dropping down from their previous position and currently sits at P34. Meanwhile, La Croissant 1980 has made a successful move up to P20, overtaking Cedric in the process. Cedric responded quickly, managing to overtake Sabanet 27, and now holds P21. The race dynamics continue to shift as drivers reposition themselves on the track. Amundsen has taken the lead, now positioned in pole after overtaking both Duff Dead and G. Thorin. Duff Dead and G.D. Thorin have made a significant charge, moving up to P2 by successfully passing Neo Texum. The battle for positions is heating up as these drivers push their limits on the track. Captain Potato has made a significant move, overtaking 22 cars and advancing to P22. Sabine 27 is also on a charge, having passed 18 cars to secure power. Meanwhile, La Croissant 1980 is gaining ground as well, overtaking 9 cars and now sitting in P11. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these drivers push for better positions. Feds has made an impressive move, overtaking 11 cars and advancing to 15. Komodo 3 and Maya are also gaining momentum, jumping up 20 positions to secure 16. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg and Sarah Ironbot have mirrored that effort, each overtaking 20 cars to claim 17. The midfield is getting competitive as these drivers push forward. Obado has advanced to 17 after successfully overtaking Snuku 515. In a strong response, Snuku 515 has risen to P18 by getting past both Suzanne Greenberg and Sir Ironbot. Currently, Snuku 515, driving a Volvo 850, is in a tight battle for P18 with Suzanne Greenberg and Sir Ironbot, who are both piloting Ford Sierra Sapphires. The dynamics between these three drivers are intensifying as they jockey for position. Gary No Name has made a significant move, overtaking 4 cars to secure 5th place. Pierre Petum is experiencing issues, dropping 11 positions down to 13. Similarly, Shinigami and Nukambukam have struggled and are now in 16th place after also losing 11 spots. ISI 1212 has made a notable advancement, now positioned at P20 after successfully overtaking both 13 Shinigami and Nukambukam. Delfdad and Gigi Thorin are closing in on Resuldi Ada, reducing the gap by 4.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Amin San has climbed to P31, having overtaken Kamikaze 38. The dynamics on the track are shifting as these positions evolve. The battle for power is heating up between the man and Gary No Name, with both cars closely matched in speed. Meanwhile, Delfdad and Gigi Thorin have gained significant ground, moving up to P28 after overtaking Ship Roman and Amy. Now Delfdad and Gigi Thorin, piloting the Ford Mondeo 98, are locked in a fierce struggle with Ship Roman and Amy, who are currently in their BMW 318e. The positions are tightly contested as they jockey for advantage in this exciting race dynamic. Komodo 3 and Maya have encountered difficulties, dropping back to position 37. Meanwhile, Gary No Name in the Volvo 850 is engaged in a tight battle with Waintre 984, who is piloting the Nissan Primera 10 for position 5. Wozirius Guy has gained momentum, moving up to position 20 after successfully overtaking Neo Texan. The race dynamics continue to shift as positions change. Tenkomani 704 has successfully moved into Pen after a decisive overtake on Okayoki 3. They're locked in a fierce battle, with Tenkomani 704 in a Peugeot 406 and Okayoki 3 in a Renault 19. Meanwhile, Perpetuum and Snikufiv 115 are also engaged in a close contest for 13. Perpetuum is behind the wheel of an Alfa Romeo 155 Ts. whilst Naku 515 drives a Volvo 850. The tension is rising as these positions are actively being contested. Wuziris Guy has made a notable advancement, now in P18 after successfully overtaking both Famaka and Edelbock, who are both battling closely for position as they drive their Nissan Primera Pelevans. Meanwhile, Neo Texan has moved up to P20, overtaking Issy 1212. Cars. The competition remains tight in these mid-pack positions as each car fights for an advantageous spot on the track. As the race progresses, we have a tight battle for P30 between Shiproman and Amy in the BMW 31880 and Kamikaze 38 in the Volvo 850. Shiproman maintains a slight edge as they approach the first corner, but Amy aggressively closes the gap on the inside line. Kamikaze 38 is hanging back, waiting for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistakes from the two ahead. Entering the straight, Shiproman leads, but Amy makes a calculated move and pulls alongside. They are neck and neck, heading into the next turn. Kamikaze 38 seems to be lining up for an overtake as well, positioning for a potential slipstream assist. Now they are exiting the turn. Amy has managed to take the P30 spot with a well-timed maneuver, while Shiproman fights hard to retake it. Kamikaze 38 is right on their tail, looking for any opening. The dynamic between these three cars is intensifying as they navigate through the upcoming section. Duff Dad and Gigi Thorin have successfully moved up to position 25 after overtaking Vasilog. Sabina 27 has made significant progress, moving up to position 32 by overtaking both Shiproman and Amy. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers continue to push forward. Duff Dad and Gigi Thorin have successfully moved up to P24, executing a clean overtake on Andreve Gadai. They managed to capitalize on a slight mistake from Andreve, demonstrating good positioning and timing. The gap between them and the next car in P23 is now about 2 seconds. Sidrek and N29 Kia are locked in a tight battle for Pate, with Sidrek in the Ford Mondeo 98 and N29 PA in the Peugeot 406. Meanwhile, Baker Jerome and Diofas have successfully moved up to 16 after overtaking Perpetuum. Perpetuum is now engaged in a fight for 17 against Wuzirius Guy, who's also driving a Peugeot 406, while Perpetuum is behind the wheel of an Alfa Romeo 155. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race continues. Gary No Name is currently holding 5 in his Volvo 850, closely contested by Wayne 94 in the Nissan Primera 10. The two cars are neck and neck, showing impressive speed as they navigate the track. In P12, Feds in the Ford Mondeo 98 is locked in a tight battle with Barbardo, who is also behind the wheel of a Volvo 850. They're exchanging positions, making for an intense fight for the position. Further back, Issy 1212, Duff Dad, and Jeeves Thorin are engaged in a three-way battle for P21. All three cars are maintaining close proximity, indicating a highly competitive dynamic as they jostle for position. Neil Texum has successfully advanced to P10, executing a clean overtake on Perpetuum. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha has made significant progress, now positioned at P11 after overtaking both Shinigami and Nukembakum in a single maneuver. The race continues to show dynamic shifts in positions as drivers push for better placements. Free from Team Racing Potatoes is now in P9, after successfully overtaking Cedret from Team Live for Speed. Barbardo from Team Blast has also made progress, moving up to P12 after passing Feds. The battle between Barbardo and Feds continues for P12, with Barbardo in a Volvo 850 and Feds in a Ford Mondeo 98, indicating an exciting duel as they jockey for position. Rizaldi Ada has made a notable move to P26, successfully overtaking Andrzej Katar. Aminsan has advanced to P28 after overtaking both 13 Shinigami and Nukembokum simultaneously. Captain Potato has also gained ground, moving up to P33 by overtaking Yves John 7 and Antimatone. The race is showing some strategic maneuvers as positions shift. Vasilok in the Ford Mondeo 98 is currently neck and neck with Cestiform BZ, who's driving a Renault 19, as they battle for P24. Both cars are showing strong pace through the corners, with Vasilop attempting an inside line into the next turn, but Stefan Bizache holds firm on the outside. Further back, Andriaik in the Nissan Primera Pelivan is engaged in a fierce duel with Amundsen in the Volvo 850 for P27. Andriaik makes a late-braking maneuver into the chicane, but Amundsen counters with a solid exit, maintaining position. Out on the track, Deplorableable has successfully moved up to P30 after overtaking both Shinigami and Nukambokum in quick succession. The positioning is tight, and Deplorably Apple seems to have found some extra speed through the final sector. Welcome back, Apex. We're revving up the action here with some AI race cars. Buckle in and get ready for some high-speed fun. Racing car dashing away. Koki Benenity has dropped significantly, now in 13th position after losing 7 spots. Feds is also struggling, falling back to 22nd after a 9-position drop. Meanwhile, Alex Cosmonaut is making progress, cutting down the gap to Hugrid 3 by 2.4 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers navigate the track. Alex Cosmonaut currently holds the lead, but the gap is diminishing as the man has managed to close it by 9/30 seconds. B4L3 Air has made a notable move, advancing to 5 after successfully overtaking Wayne 94. The race has seen some significant movement in the standings. The driver currently in 5 executed a remarkable maneuver, overtaking 7 cars in quick succession. Following closely, Gary No Name from Team Also No Name Racing has also made impressive progress, moving up to 6 by overtaking 7 vehicles. Meanwhile, Okayoki 3 has showcased excellent speed and skill, making 8 overtakes to secure 7. The competition is intensifying as these drivers push for better positions. Chip Roman and Amy have just executed a remarkable move, overtaking 12 cars to secure P23. Following closely, Suzanne Greenberg and Sirarenbot have also made significant progress, overtaking 12 cars themselves to reach P24. Lacrosan 1980 is gaining ground as well, overtaking 5 cars to take P25. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these competitors make their way through the field. Tenkamane 704 has successfully moved into P12 after overtaking both Famaka and Edelbock. There's a tight battle for that position as Famaka in the Nissan Primera Palavine tries to reclaim it from Tenkamane 704 in the Peugeot 406. Meanwhile, Amundsen is making strides, advancing to P29 by getting ahead of Komodo 3 and Maya Diltor. The competition remains intense as the race progresses. B4L3 has advanced to position 19 after successfully overtaking ISI 1212. In response, ISI 1212 pushed forward to reclaim position 20 by passing both Shipbroman and Amy. Meanwhile, Shipbroman and Amy have now secured position 21, managing to overtake Famaka and Edelbock in the process. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race continues. Kokivinenity has significantly closed the gap to Hugard 3, reducing it by 4.2 seconds. In the mid-pack, Estoin BSJ has advanced to P30 after successfully overtaking both Komodo 3 and Maya Diltor. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 has made a move up to P33, overtaking Deplorable Apple. Famaka and Edelbock have successfully climbed to P21, overtaking Shipbroman and Amy in the process. Meanwhile, Duff Dad and Gigi Thorin have advanced to P31, getting past Komodo 3 and Maya Diltor to Bay Dastakaol. A tight battle is developing for P32, where Komodo 3 and Maya, both in a BMW 389, are facing off against Deplorably Apple in a Ford Mondeo 98. The competition is heating up as these drivers jockey for position. Feds has successfully moved up to P8 after overtaking Pied Petron, who is now in P9. Feds is driving a Ford Mondeo 98, while Pied Petron is piloting an Alfa Romeo 155 TES. The battle for P8 continues as both cars are closely matched. Meanwhile, in the fight for P24, Suzanne Greenberg and Sarai Rumbold, both in a Ford Sierra Sapphire, are engaged in a tight contest with Androvic, who is in a Nissan Primera Palavine. The three cars are closely positioned, showcasing some competitive racing dynamics. Suzanne Greenberg and Sarai Rumbold have both encountered issues, dropping down to 33rd position, losing 8 spots. Meanwhile, Shipbroman and Amy are also struggling, sliding back 12 positions to 34th. On a more positive note, Snaku 515 has made significant progress, moving up to 13th after successfully overtaking Baker Jerome and Diofus. Winzerius Guy has advanced to 16 after successfully overtaking V43. Meanwhile, Amundsen in a Volvo 850 and Neo Texan in a Peugeot 406 are locked in a tight battle for P26, showcasing some competitive driving. Winzerius Guy has successfully moved up to 15, executing a clean overtake on Barbardo. The two are currently locked in a tight battle, with Winzerius Guy piloting a Peugeot 406 and Barbardo in a Volvo 850. It's a close contest as they jostle for position, with both drivers pushing their limits. Winzerius Guy holds the advantage at the moment, but Barbardo is not far behind, looking for an opening to reclaim that position. Captain Potato from Team Racing Potatoes has advanced to P34, successfully overtaking Shipperman and Amy. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg and Sir Ironbot have also made progress, moving up to P36 by overtaking Komodo, Freak and Maya.T. The race is seeing some dynamic shifts in positions as drivers make strategic moves. As they approach the final corner, Shipperman in the BMW 318e is inching closer to Amy's BMW 318e. Both drivers carefully navigating their lines. Meanwhile, Captain Potato in the Peugeot 46 is maintaining pressure from behind, looking for an opportunity to overtake. Through the corner, Shipperman executes a clean maneuver, pulling slightly ahead of Amy as they exit. Captain Potato sees the gap and makes an aggressive move on the inside, trying to capitalize on any mistake. Amy responds quickly, defending her position while holding off Captain Potato. As they head down the straight, Shipperman has taken the lead in this battle for P34, with Amy trailing closely behind and Captain Potato still lurking. The three cars are tightly packed now, showcasing the intense competition for this position. Amundsen has successfully moved up to P24, after overtaking both Shinigami and Mukambokum. Meanwhile, Neo-Texum from Team Navgum Kings is engaged in a competitive battle for P27 with S4 BZH, who is driving a Renault 19, while Neo-Texum is piloting a Peugeot 406. Both cars are holding their positions tightly as they navigate the track. Alex Cosmonaut is off to a blazing start, carving out a solid lead while Hubbard Free and Koki Binety are battling it out for second place. Hugo F3 is trying to find an opening, but Koki Binety is holding strong. It's a nail-biter already. Vasilok has advanced to P25, successfully overtaking Shinigami and Nukembokum in quick succession. This strategic maneuver has positioned Vasilok into a more competitive spot as the race progresses. La Croissant 1980 from Team Blast has successfully moved up to P20 after executing a clean overtake on both Famaka and Edelbo. The maneuver was smooth, showcasing great precision and timing. The battle for positions remains intense as the pack fights for every inch on the track. Rizaldi Ada has advanced to P22 after successfully overtaking Andreevich Botoace. The battle for P22 is heating up between them, with Rizaldi in a Ford Mondeo 98 and Andreevich in a Nissan Primera 11. Meanwhile, the fight for P23 is intensifying, as Andreevich now faces off against Misano, who is piloting a Volvo 850. Cedric has successfully advanced to P8 after overtaking N20 Ninki from Team Also No Name Racing, who has now dropped to P9. In a swift maneuver, N29 Ikea has also managed to overtake Tenkamin 704, pushing them down to Pen10. Tenkamin 704 then took advantage of the situation and moved up to Pen by overtaking Kazasha. The positions are shifting quickly as the race progresses. Koki Binety is now in P2 after successfully overtaking Waintra 94. This push from Koki Binety has allowed them to gain a significant position. Meanwhile, Waintra 94 from the Wangan Midnight Runners is back in P3, having just passed Huggood 3. In a more intense battle for P28, Duff Dad and Gigi Thorin are racing side by side in their Ford Mondeo 98, while Sid Thorn BTCC in a Renault 19 is keeping close on their tail. The competition remains tight as they jockey for position. Cedric is now in 7 after successfully overtaking N29 Kia. N29 Kia has responded by moving up to P8, taking the position from 10 Kamin 774. Meanwhile, 10 Kamin 704 has climbed to P9, surpassing Kezishuk. The positions are shifting as the race progresses. Andrzejczyk is currently holding P24 in a Nissan Primera 11, closely pursued by Neotexum in a Peugeot 406. The two were engaged in a tight battle for position. Meanwhile, Sestolforn BDH has successfully moved up to P28 after overtaking both 13 Shinigami and Nukem Bokem. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers push for every inch on the track. Koki Beninity has made a significant move, gaining 8 positions to reach P3 after overtaking Wayne Train 94. Meanwhile, Kazushuk is also on the rise, moving up to P8 with an overtake on Cedric from Team Live for speed. The race continues to tighten as these drivers push for better positions. Here Peitum has made a significant move, overtaking 5 cars to secure P13. Famaka and Edelbock are also showcasing impressive speed, each overtaking 6 cars to climb to P14. Meanwhile, Feds from Team, also No Name Racing, has advanced to Pen after successfully overtaking Cedric. The race is intensifying as these drivers push through the pack. B43 has made an impressive charge, overtaking 10 cars and now securing position 22. Lacroixon 1980 follows closely behind, having gained 8 positions to climb to 23. Notexum is also gaining momentum, overtaking 6 cars and moving up to position 24. The battle in the mid-pack is heating up as these drivers push forward. As the race progresses, Komodo Threek and Maya are gaining on Captain Potato, reducing the gap to 32.6 seconds. In the meantime, Gary No Name has successfully maneuvered past Tenkamina 704, advancing to the 7. The positioning is tightening up, especially with the chase for the front intensifying. Andrzejczyk has gained momentum, and is now in 16 after successfully overtaking Snakuf of 115. In the battle for P19, Bobardo in the Volvo 850. and Wazir Isgai in the Peugeot 406 are closely contesting, with both drivers showing aggressive maneuvers to secure their position. The race dynamics are heating up as the competition intensifies further down the field. '13 Shinigami has made a move on Nukambukan, pulling ahead in the Vauxhall Cavalier 93 as they approach turn 5. Bobardo in the Volvo 850 is closely tailing them, looking for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistake. They exit turn 5 with Bobardo now in a tight slipstream behind Nukambukan. As they enter the straight, Bobardo makes a daring dive to the inside, overtaking both 13 Shinigami and Nukambukan. Bobardo gains P18, while 13 Shinigami and Nukambukan are now side by side, battling for P19. It's a fierce contest as they head into the next corner. Andrea has encountered some difficulties, slipping back to P22 after losing 6 positions. Meanwhile, La Croissant 1980 is gaining ground, reducing the gap to Andrevej by 6.5 seconds. In the lead, Alex Cosmonaut has successfully overtaken Hyuga 3, now sitting in pole. Bobardo has advanced to 15 after a clean overtake on Snicker 515. Meanwhile, Duff Dad and Gigi Thorin have both gained positions, moving up to P30 by successfully overtaking Rizaldi Audata. The race continues to see some dynamic shifts in the standings. Kamikaze 38 has successfully moved up into P33, overtaking Deplorable Yeppel. The battle for that position between them has been intense. Kamikaze 38 in the Volvo 850 has shown impressive speed, while Deplorable Yeppel in the Ford Mondeo 98 is putting up a solid fight to regain that spot. Both cars are closely matched, making for an interesting dynamic as they navigate the track. Perpetuum in the Alfa Romeo 155. She's locked in a tight battle for P13 with Baker Joran and Diofos, both driving the Volvo 850. The three cars are closely matched as they navigate the track. In the fight for P27, Chip Broman and Amy are also in contention, both driving BMW 389, with Estforn Bezek in the Renault 19 putting pressure on them. The positions are shifting as they jostle for supremacy. Further back, Duff Dad and Gigi Thorin have successfully moved up to P29 after overtaking Suzanne Greenberg and Sarah Armbot. The race continues to tighten as competitors make their moves. Here Paytom has encountered issues and has dropped 6 positions, now sitting at P19. Kenkaman 704 has made a significant move, climbing to 7 after successfully overtaking Gary No Name. In addition, both Baker Girani and Diofos have advanced to P13, having overtaken Bobardo in the process. Snecco 515 has significantly reduced the gap to Bobardo by 4 seconds, indicating a strong push towards overtaking. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha has made an impressive move up to P29, after overtaking both Shubhraman and Amy. In addition, Sabina 27 has climbed to P31, successfully passing Suzanne Greenberg and Sarah Armbot. The race dynamics are shifting as drivers are making strategic moves on the track. Temka Minin 704 in the Peugeot 406 is currently battling Gary No Name in the Volvo 850 for 7. The two cars are closely matched, with Temka Minin 704 trying to gain an advantage on the straights, while Gary No Name defends well in the corners. Meanwhile, ISI 1212 has successfully moved up to 17, executing a clean overtake on both Famaka and Edelbock, who have now dropped to P18. In a quick shift, Famaka and Edelbock have also managed to overtake 13 Shinigami and Nukembokum, moving them further down to P19 and P20 respectively. The race is tightening as positions shuffle throughout the field. Komodo 3 and Maya are making significant progress, reducing the gap to Suzanne Greenberg and Sarah Armbot by 7.9 seconds. Meanwhile, Gary No Name has successfully overtaken Temka Mini 704, moving up to 7. Stefan Beats A is also gaining on 13 Shinigami and Nukembokum, narrowing the distance by 2 seconds. Koki Beninity has successfly overtaken Huggard 3 and is now in P2. The maneuver was clean, showcasing excellent precision in cornering. Meanwhile, Huggard 3 drops to P3 as they reap for a potential counterattack. The gap between Koki Beninity and the leader is narrowing, indicating a possible challenge for the top spot soon. The race dynamics are heating up. As we continue the race, Gary No Name in the Volvo 850 is closely trailing Tenka Minin 74 in the Peugeot 406, with both drivers engaged in a tight battle for position 7. The gap remains minimal as they navigate through the turns. In a separate contest for position 26, 13 Shinigami in the Vauxhall Cavalier 93 is pushing hard against Nukamboka, who also drives a Vauxhall Cavalier 93. They are being challenged by Stéphane BTCC in the Renault 19, creating a three-way contest for this position. Meanwhile, Stéphane BTCC is not only battling for position 26, but is now also involved in a fight for position 27 against Duff Dad and Jeet Foran, both driving a Ford Mondeo 98. This adds another layer of competition as the drivers jockey for any advantage they can find on the track. N29 Kia has successfully moved into P9 after executing a clean overtake on Feds. In a tight duel for P19, Pierre Petsium in the Alfa Romeo 155Ts is battling V403, driving the Peugeot 406. Meanwhile, Neil Texum from Team Nafgum Kings has gained ground, advancing to P21 after passing Andrzej Potiwa. The race continues to intensify as positions shift. Bobardo has successfully moved up to P13 after overtaking Feds. Sniku 515 is now closing the gap on Feds, reducing the distance by 4.5 seconds. The positioning is tightening as the race progresses. Waintre 94 has successfully moved into P3, executing a clean overtake on Koki Binanity. Meanwhile, Amundsen has advanced to P24, surpassing Veselok Got. The battle between Amundsen in the Volvo 850 and Veselok in the Ford Mondeo 98 is intensifying as they jockey for position, with Amundsen currently holding the advantage. Tenka Minin 704 is rapidly gaining on Koki Binanity, with the gap decreasing significantly by 5.3 seconds. The distance between them is now down to just under 10 seconds. Meanwhile, third-place driver, Speedy Racer 22, has maintained their position, but is starting to feel pressure from fourth-place contender, Turbotum. The race dynamics are shifting as Tenka Minin 704 continues to push hard, demonstrating superior cornering speed. Overtakes may be imminent if this pace keeps up. The race is off to a thrilling start with Hugger 3 taking the lead for the Nafgum Kings. Those tires must be gripping like crazy. Right behind is Alex Cosmonaut, making some bold moves, while Waintre 94 from the Wangan Ignite Runners holds strong in third. It's an intense opening lap. Let's see if anyone can make a serious challenge. Okayoki 3 is currently leading, but the man is reducing the distance, now just 6 seconds behind. Meanwhile, Gary No Name is also making significant progress, cutting down his gap to the man by 8.44 seconds. Baker Gironi and Diofos have made impressive moves, overtaking 4 cars to secure the 8th position. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these drivers push their limits. Famaka and Edelbach have just executed impressive maneuvers, each overtaking 6 cars to secure positions 12 and 13 respectively. Pierre Pétum follows suit, also gaining ground with 6 overtakes to climb to position 14. Meanwhile, Andreac has mirrored this progress, moving up 6 spots to take position 16. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers gain momentum. Hey, Super Toaster on. Welcome back to the track. Bravefire, did you bring any butter, or just your racing spirit? Let's see those AI cars burn rubber together. Racing car dashing away. La Croissant 1980 has made a significant move, overtaking 5 cars to secure P24. Chip Broman and Amy are also advancing, successfully passing 7 competitors to reach P28. In contrast, Sabina 27 is experiencing difficulties and has dropped back 8 positions to P32. Komodo 3 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Captain Potato by 31.6 seconds. Sabine 27 from Team Blast has advanced to position 32, successfully overtaking both Suzanne Greenberg and Sir Ironbot. Meanwhile, Sabine 27, driving a Volvo 850, is currently engaged in a close battle with Suzanne Greenberg and Sir Ironbot, who are both in a Ford Sierra Sapphire. The competition for position 32 is heating up as they jockey for position. Amundsen has successfully moved up to P28, executing a clean overtake on both Chip Broman and Amy. The maneuver was precise, showcasing strong acceleration out of the last corner. Chip Broman and Amy are now in P29 and P30, respectively. The race continues to evolve with these position changes. Famaka and Edelbach in the Nissan Primera Palavan have just executed a strong overtake on Baker Gironi, pushing them down to P13. Deovos in the Volvo 850 is closely trailing Baker Gironi, maintaining pressure. The battle for P12 continues to intensify as they enter the next corner, with Famaka and Edelbach looking to consolidate their position. Deovos attempts a late dive on Baker Gironi, but has to back off to avoid contact. The dynamics in this group are becoming increasingly competitive as they navigate the track. Cedric is currently in the lead, but is being pressured by Famaka and Edelbach, who have reduced the gap to 3.5 seconds. Estform BJ is also making strides, closing in on La Croissant 1980 with a 2.3 second difference. The dynamics of the race are intensifying, as positions shift slightly. Sneaker 515 has successfully moved up to 15 after overtaking both Famaka and Edelbach, showcasing some impressive maneuvering. Meanwhile, Winzerius Guy has made a move to 17, getting past Andreveg in the process. In a close contest for P24, La Croissant 1980, in the Volvo 850, is battling it out with ST4 and BZH, driving the Renault 19, maintaining a tight formation as they negotiate the track. The dynamics are heating up as positions shift further down the grid. Wayne Trinity 4 is now just 2.7 seconds behind Huggard 3, narrowing the gap significantly. Meanwhile, Gary No Name has successfully moved up to 6 after overtaking the man. This has initiated a fierce battle for that position between Gary No Name and the man, with both cars closely matched as they jockey for position. Gary No Name has advanced to 6 after successfully overtaking the man. Meanwhile, Duff Dad and Gigi Thorin have made significant progress, moving up to P29 by overtaking both Shipperman and Amy. In a close battle for P33, Suzanne Greenberg and Sirayambot, both in Ford Sierra Sapphires, are contending with Kamikaze 38 from Team Wangan Midnight Runners, who's driving a Volvo 850. The dynamics in that section are heating up as they jockey for position. Gary No Name has successfully moved into 5 after executing an overtake on Okayoki 3. Issy 1212, from Team No Name Racing is making impressive gains, reducing the gap to Famaka and Edelbach by 2.5 seconds. Kamikaze 38 has climbed up to P33, having overtaken both Suzanne Greenberg and Sirayambot in the process. Pogo 3 has successfully overtaken Wayne Train 94, advancing to P3. Meanwhile, Resultiada has made a notable move from P26 to P25, by passing La Crosse on 1980. The race continues with dynamic positioning changes. Sneko 515 has successfully moved up to 13 after a clean overtake on Perpetuum. Meanwhile, Ision 2-12-12 has climbed to 17, passing both Vermaker and Edelbock in quick succession. This trio is now engaged in a close battle for 17, with Ision 12-12 behind the wheel of a Ford Mondeo 98, while Vermaker and Edelbock are racing in a Nissan Primera per Leven. The dynamics between these three drivers are intensifying as they jockey for position. Gary No Name has successfully moved into 6 after executing a clean overtake on his competitor. Meanwhile, there's a tight battle for P19 between 13 Shinigami and New Kambukan in a Vauxhall Cavalier 93, and Barbardo from Team Blast in a Volvo 850. Sabina 27 from Team Blast has made an impressive move, advancing to P30 by overtaking both Shipromin and Amy. Unzirius Gae has successfully moved up to 15 after executing a clean overtake on Perpetuum. The maneuver appeared well timed, utilizing a strategic racing line to gain the advantage. Vermaker and Edelbock are gaining on Issy 12-12, reducing the gap by 3.1 seconds. Vermaker is currently in 3rd position, with Edelbock right behind in 4th, both showing strong pace as they navigate the track. Issy 12-12 remains in 2nd, but is under increasing pressure. The dynamics between these three cars are intensifying as they approach a series of tight corners. D4L3 has gained ground, now occupying P20 after successfully overtaking New Texum. Meanwhile, New Texum has also made progress, moving up to P21 by overtaking both 13 Shinigami and Nukambukan. In the battle for P31, Shipbruman and Amy, both in BMW 380 models, are locked in a close contest against Deplorably Apple, who is driving a Ford Mondeo 98. The dynamics among these three cars are intensifying as they jockey for position. Feds from also No Name Racing has successfully moved up to 8th position, overtaking N29 Kia in a competitive maneuver. The battle for 8th continues as Feds in the Ford Mondeo 98 holds off N29 Kia in the Peugeot 406. Additionally, Wu Siriusky has advanced to 14th place after executing an overtake on Snico 515. The dynamics of the race are tightening as positions fluctuate. Snico 515 continues to gain on Feds, now only 27.5 seconds behind as they push through the third sector. Komodo Freak and Maya are also making progress, reducing their gap to Suzanne Greenberg and Savirenbot by 35.2 seconds. The dynamics of the race are shifting as these drivers show strong pace in the current laps. Okayoki 3 is now in position 6 after overtaking Gary No Name, closing the gap with Koki Binety by 4.4 seconds. Kavishuk has advanced to position 11, successfully passing both Baker Gironi and Diofos. The race is tightening up as positions shift. AC1212 has made a significant move, advancing to 16 after successfully overtaking Pierre Petron. Meanwhile, there's a close battle for P33 involving Yujijan 7, Antimatone, and Captain Potato Duck Towing. Both Uyusjon 7 and Antimatone are piloting Nissan Primera Pilivisis, while Captain Potato is driving a Peugeot 406. The competition is intensifying as they jockey for position on the track. Koki Beninetti has successfully moved into P3 after executing a clean overtake on Waintra 94. Meanwhile, Gary No Name from Team Also No Name Racing has climbed to 5 by overtaking Okayoki 3. The race is tightening up in the midfield as positions shift. The man has successfully moved up to P8 after overtaking N29 Kia Dot. Bekiduroni and Diofos have climbed to Pen, getting past Kazushuk in the process. Meanwhile, Feds is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Cydric by 4.5 seconds. Famaka and Edelbach have surged through the field, each gaining 6 positions to now sit at 15. Meanwhile, Andreevich is also making significant progress, climbing 6 spots to claim 16. In contrast, ISI 12212 is experiencing difficulties, dropping 6 positions to settle in P22. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these drivers jockey for position. Nukemboken has executed a strong performance, climbing from P29 to P21 after overtaking 8 cars. V403A is also making significant progress, now in P23 after passing 5 vehicles. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 has advanced to P26 by overtaking 4 cars. The midfield is seeing some aggressive maneuvers as drivers push for better positions. Welcome back, Paula Kostanin. Buckle up and get ready for some high-speed thrills. Bye, Popper. Automobile dashing. Away. Deplorably Apple in the Ford Mondeo 98 is closely contesting with Sabina 27 in the Volvo 850 for P31. The two are clearly pushing hard as they navigate the track. Meanwhile, Shib Broman and Amy have successfully overtaken Uyus John 7 and Antimatin, moving up to P33 towing. In another part of the race, Suzanne Greenberg and Sir Ironbot are gaining on Captain Potato, reducing the gap by 4.7 seconds. All positions are changing rapidly as the race continues. Suzanne Greenberg and Sir Ironbot are gaining on Captain Potato, decreasing the gap by 2.1 seconds. As they approach the next turn, it looks like there might be an opportunity for overtaking soon. Captain Potato maintains a steady pace, but both competitors are putting the pressure on. The race dynamics are shifting as we move into the second half of the circuit. Wunziri Sky has successfully moved into P19 after executing a clean overtake on Sniku 515 from Team Racing Potatoes. This maneuver demonstrates strategic driving and effective use of track space. The positioning is getting tighter as the race progresses. The man in the Volvo 850 is currently in a tight battle for 8th position, with Feds from Team, also No Name Racing, who is piloting the Ford Mondeo 98. As they approach the first corner, the man takes a narrower line, attempting to gain an advantage. Feds responds by accelerating out of the corner, maintaining pressure on the Volvo. They remain neck and neck down the back straight, with the Mondeo inching ahead as they approach the braking zone. The man defends hard, keeping his line, but Feds manages to slip past into the braking zone, taking pate. Now the man is looking to counterattack as they exit the corner. Okiyoki3 said, "Hey Amy, tell Asma hi from me." Hey Okiyoki3. Hi Asma. You're getting all the love today. Tenka Manin 704 has significantly decreased the gap to Gary No Name, now trailing by only 2.3 seconds. The AI-driven car's acceleration appears to be finely tuned for this section of the track. Meanwhile, other competitors are maintaining their positions, with no major overtakes occurring recently. Tenka Manin 74 is gaining momentum, which could lead to an attempted pass in the upcoming turns.